Hey there, everybody. This is Danny Dragon, and today I got a 1v1 from the ranked ladder. I am playing against TenFourTim, and last I checked, he streams on Twitch, so y'all feel free to go give him a shout out, take a look at his stuff, give him a good look over, and give some support. You know me, I like everyone who's in the game to get some loving. A lot of people out there, trying to have fun, build our communities, especially good players. They should get the respect they've earned. And I'll say, TenFourTim, good player. This was a great match. Now, I do my standard thing, double scout, and he is going for a 1 scout opener. Which, you know what? Fair enough. I like going for the 2 scout as French, especially as French instead of Jeanne, due to the fact that with French you have the increased production speed for vills. So you're not going to be super behind if you go for it. Now, I noticed that he obviously noticed I had my scout on his. So I wanted to kind of ride his scout a little bit and get some of the sheep from his side and kind of just poke and steal a bunch of his sheep, making him think that he was ahead of me because, he's grabbing all of these before I can, which is fair. Like, he's going to get more sheep with this scout than I am with this scout. But meanwhile, this scout is across the map. It's going to get every single sheep over here about. I think I missed 1 or 2, but I'm getting a majority of them. Meanwhile, this scout is getting a lot of the sheep over here. So that's going to kind of give me a huge sheep lead. And honestly, when fighting French v French, whoever wins with their knights and whoever wins the food game tends to win the game. It doesn't matter if you went double scout or not, if you go... if you have a villager lead, so on and so forth. If you have food and your knights are winning, eventually that leads to the win because you have more map control and you're not as exposed to future raids. And I did go back and watch his view of this before I recorded. He was not happy about my my knight or my scout riding his there a little bit. But yeah, only getting like 6 to 8 sheep, that's not a lot for French. Knights are very expensive. The increased production rate from the TC it means you're gonna end up using a lot of food very quickly. So if you aren't using your knights efficiently, if you lose any of them, that really hurts. And I'll say he's got a huge villager lead right now. He's ahead by 2.5, so that is not where I want to be versus him, obviously. We can see I'm picking up a lot of the sheep from this side of the map. Got 9 there. Meanwhile, this scout is going to have about 5. So about 14 to his 6 so far. Means way ahead in that regard. Now, he is aging up with only 3 vills. I don't like to do that. I'm more of a, let's get the knight out right away. I used to like doing a slower opening. It was working really well for me, but I think a lot of people have gotten used to a slower zone play, and they feel confident that they can get all their defenses up in time. So I've switched to more of a really fast build. I use 4 builds plus zone to just make sure I get that first knight out right away. But he's going to have an exponential eco lead on me. He's got the wheelbarrow. He's ahead by 2.5 fills. Like, there is no comparison right now. Like, he's at this point in the game, that's a huge difference in economic power. Like, realistically, if he plays this right and if I make any mistakes, it's his game. It should be his game to win. At this current moment, in my personal opinion, French v Jeanne is a French favored matchup due to the increased vills, the better economy, which tends to lead to more knights. And the more knights, the more likely you are to win. Generally speaking, Jeanne is going to be forced onto early spears to defend, which is another reason why I like to get that school of cavalry up as fast as possible. Even though I'm losing a lot of eco, like he's got wheelbarrow and he has more eco than me, just idle. So he's got a lot more resources than me. He's going to be getting more resources than I am, which is obviously that's good for him. Like that's the way to do it. And it's not like he's gonna take him too long to get this up. At about the 4.5 minute mark, a little past that, 4:35 it looks like, 4:37, 4:36. Yeah, 4:36. So he's gonna be getting a knight out, I believe. Yeah, just past the 5 minute mark, which is all right. Getting a knight by the 5 A knight in your opponent's base by 5.5 minutes is good, but honestly, I'm going to have a knight in his base first, so he's got to be a little bit more defensive with it. We do see he's pulling vills to build his tower. Now, this is something I like to do. I like to kind of poke at my opponent's building, keep him off balance, because now this is just idle time for his vills. I know this scout isn't going to kill this tower. It's not going to happen, but what it is going to do is idle all these vills, and so all the time they spend building that tower is time they're spending not gathering. Same thing with getting this knight. I know this knight isn't going to get a kill on these vills, but it forced him to garrison. That's just me trying to catch up economically with him, if only by like 50-60 resources, because every little bit is going to start adding up, and the longer this game goes, the bigger his economic lead is going to be on me. Like, once again, he's got wheelbarrow and he's ahead of on about 3.5 vills, and I just barely have equal knights with him. Now here he's making sure he's getting that scout off of his outpost, which is a smart play. He's got all his vills under TC or under tower, so he's very kind of camped up. It's not easy to raid. Like right now, I'm gonna admit he's got the advantage on me a bit here. He is repairing that tower, which is good for me because every second he's not gathering, he's spending resources. Once again, good for me, and that's gonna kind of help balance out that economic difference, though not by a large margin. Now, here's the mistake. Like, if I were him, I would not have done this. Do not get the barracks. I would have put just more vills on gold and got another staple and just keep pumping knights. Until you've lost the knight fight, you shouldn't switch to spears, because as soon as you switch to spears, you have now... if this was an archery range or another stable, you can make the units you need to put pressure. Instead, he has to make spears, which are not good on the offense, in my opinion. If I make archers can kill spears, and then archers can kite, which is going to give them a lot of value. Now, this was good from him. He split off some knights to go raid. I don't like sending a set of knights without a scout. I think he would have been better in a better position if he took this scout and put it with those knights, just so he would have the vision. I messed up here as well. I didn't really care if I lost Jeanne, due to the fact that if I get the knight kill, I'm going to get the XP, and now he's down a knight. I shift-clicked them to go here, then wrap around, but when I clicked, I left-clicked instead by accident, and then realized I sent these guys to not move. So they took a fight, and right there, huge blunder by me. At this point, if he doesn't make any more mistakes this game over. He's got an eco lead, he's gotten a Vil kill, he's gotten 2 night kills and Jeanne. Like, I am horribly behind him at this point, and which is not where I want to be, obviously. And right now, I just need to not lose military, not lose Vils. Yet we both killed 2 Vils at this point with our raids. And now all I'm trying to do is get some value trade. I want to injure his knights, injure his spears, injure those knights. Because if I can kind of narrow that gap, that's going to put me in a better position. And this is what I'm talking about. Instead of going for an archery range or spears or anything like that, I'm going to keep going for knights, because knights are what I need to gain an advantage. And right here, since my knights are full health, or this one technically has lost 16 HP, but this one's lost 81, my knights can beat his. So I just shift click these guys to kill these 2 knights, and I'm just going to let them do their thing. Now, I think Tim mentioned in his video he was going to go check my boar. A lot of Jeanne players will send Jeanne out when they can't raid to go get the kill on the board to get the XP. I never do it. I know it's good to get the XP, but I find that if I'm doing these big fights, I'm trading military to military, I'm going to get all the XP I need anyway, so I don't worry about it. Like, it's not enough XP to not have Jeanne. So, which means that this play right here is really screwing him. That knight and spears would have been better over here. The spears would have been better over here defending, because like right here, I see all these Vils. He's out of sheep. He's forced to the nearby berries, and that's going to be free Vil kills for me. And that's where I'm going to be picking up that difference is I'm going to go in, get those kills. Now we have even build numbers. The same thing here. He's going to be targeting my scout because it's an easier kill, but I'm going to get a knight. So once again, just kind of trying to trade efficiently with my eco. And now I have Jeanne out here, and I'm just going to try to focus down the knights here. And I don't care if they attack Jeanne. I don't want them killing knights. If they kill knights, I'm losing value. So I'm happy to let them target Jeanne for a bit, while I get some knight kills, and then once I have the damage, I'm just going to pull off. So once they're trying to raid here, then I'm just going to pull bills back. Doesn't matter. The big thing is just keeping the knights alive. And honestly, if these spears had came to help with this fight and then pushed me into my base, he would have been in a better position. And he's going to get the Jeanne kill there, but he lost 2 knights there and a spear. I'll take that trade. Like, for me, that is fine. He's going to lose that knight. And now, despite being ahead of me by like 5 or 6 military units, now he's only ahead by 4. And I have more Vil kills than he does. So, once again, I'm just kind of getting this slow lead. And once again, I'm just shift-clicking his knights to go get the kills. Because he's more than likely just going to shift-click them around, wait for me to pull off of them, and then save them. Which I'm not going to do. I'm going to chase them till the ends of the earth, because I need to get the kills. Yeah, he let them go. Didn't realize I was going to keep chasing him. And I'm going to get a free kill on military, and now we have the same military. So despite this eco lead he has, it's not mattering anymore because I'm trading efficiently with the military. This is the big thing with French. And so now he's on all these spears, and this is where I switch to an archery range, and having just 3 or 4 archers, even if he has 6 spears, is going to give me an advantage, because 3 archers can kill about 5 spearmen pretty easily. And once again, I know he's forced onto these food patches. He can either go here, which is pretty far away from his base, meaning he would have to split up his army, or he can go over here to this. Same thing, is kind of far away from his base. But honestly, it would have been a better choice than the deer, because the deer is kind of in between us. It's easier for me to raid. But this is kind of the issue, is that he doesn't have a lot of food options. I have all the sheep. Like, I think, yeah, I still even have a sheep. I'm just now switching everyone over to berries. And he has more food per minute than me. I do have more wood and gold. And that's because a little miss micro on my part. I should have pulled some vills off of gold and put them on food. My personal opinion, that's the mistake I made. But now I have this large military lead. And because, like I said before, French uses a lot of food, he now can't afford anything. He's not building vills. He's not building military. All the things he needed to do, he can't do. And now he doesn't have a lot of military, so I can just start targeting out his spears with the archers, get knights killing vills. And honestly, I don't care if I lose these archers. Like, that doesn't matter to me. And as long as I can keep most of my knights alive, that's all that matters. And meanwhile, I had knights back here killing his vills. I picked up some more vill kills. Now I have an eco lead on him. I have more vills than him. There's nothing he can do. And now this is, once again, I'm going to kind of use Jeanne as bait. He's going to go for Jeanne. I have knights charging him. This is where a lot of people, they get really focused on killing Jeanne when they should be focused on killing the knights, because the knights are really my killing power. Now, if this was melee Jeanne, I would see a bit more value in getting her down, because melee Jeanne can kill a lot of spearmen by herself. But at this point, like, it's just about getting the, just keeping the pressure on, killing the spears, and letting my knight numbers overwhelm. And that's all it really was just trying to uptrade, and he was playing more to my pace, so to speak. And right now, I have a better economy than him. Like, my military is discounted there, so I have slightly cheaper knights. It's going to save me some food. He's having to lose a lot of military. I'm already switched into archers, and he doesn't have the food to really make a lot of military. And once again, he's focusing down Jeanne. I'm focusing down his just his good units. So his knights are gone, his spears are gone, and he's out of food. That was GG there. Once again, shout out to Tim for the game. Obviously, he didn't have a choice. It was ladder, so his options were fight me or dodge, which Well, I'll say most people in the community try to avoid dodging. I usually try to avoid the French 1v1s. That's just my personal preference. But honestly, I just don't like mirrors. I really don't enjoy mirrors. That's just my thing. But hey, some people like them. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you all catch the next videos. You all take care. If I can figure out how to stop the recording there.